Hey guys, how's it going? Laura with Garden Answers. So today I'm working on cleaning out all of these pots out by our garage and I'm planting them up for spring. We did do videos last summer and fall when I planted these up and I think they actually were very pretty. If you want to check out those videos, we will link them down below. But today I'm planting them up kind of simply. I'm using this North Pole Arborvitae spiral, which I was so excited to get these. I really like topiary evergreens. I like that kind of formal structured look. And then I'm going to surround them with anytime sunlight Pansiolas. I like to keep spring containers kind of simple and clean and bright. So let me show you what we need to do to get it done. So the first thing I need to do is clean out the pots, and I did put a couple of perennials in these containers last fall with my other fall blooming plants. So I'm going to try to save those, so I'm going to be really careful when I take them out. I'm going to probably start with a trowel. I'm going to remove all of the bigger, like the kale roots, and that usually loosens up the soil enough to where I can easily remove the perennials. Sometimes I have to use a shovel, and depending on the shape of the container, sometimes I have to use my pruning saw to cut them out. Yeah, I think this perennial grass is going to come out pretty easy. I planted them kind of late in the season, so they didn't have a chance to really root out and really get stuck in the container, but it looks pretty healthy down here. Now I just need to shovel out the rest. The pot is completely cleaned out all the way to the bottom, and I like to start with brand new fresh soil at the start of each spring. It's kind of a good spring cleaning practice, I think, just because with all the watering that I did last year with my plants, it just leaches all the nutrients out of the soil, or the plants use it up. So the soil is really not doing you any good if it's already been used for that long. So starting with fresh soil is just a good idea, especially because I'm putting a brand new evergreen in and I want to keep it in these pots for quite a while. So fresh soil is just a good idea. Also, if you've been dealing with bugs, like I dealt with budworms and aphids last year in my pot, so getting rid of that soil can help get rid of any eggs that might be harboring over. So this soil right here, I'm actually going to dispose of. I'm going to throw it away because I don't want to put it either in compost or top dress any flower beds with it, because I don't want to have bug problems elsewhere. I like to fill my pots to about 2 inches below the lip of the pot before I even put any plants in. Because the soil is so lofty, it tends to settle and push down quite a bit, and I would rather not have to add extra soil. If anything, I'd like to have to kind of take handfuls out as I'm planting. And now is a really good time to add in some slow release plant food as well to start the season off right. Just mix it in a little bit. Good to go. All right, so now I'm ready to plant, and I'm going to start with the evergreen. Sometimes they can be a beast to take out of these cans. Hi-ya! This must be rooted in really well. Yeah, there we go. Whoa! All right, so check out this root system. Super healthy looking, but super choking itself out. So I'm gonna break the root memory a little bit. I'm gonna use my trowel for this because this is really tight. I don't think I can do it with my fingers. So I'm just gonna take my trowel and just kind of cut a little bit every few inches, just to help break that up just a little bit. And you usually don't have to worry about breaking root memory on annuals, perennials, shrubs like that, unless they are really looking tight like this in their containers. All right. I think that looks really pretty just by itself, but I'm gonna go grab those Pansiolas and plant a little color around the base. Look at how bright and springy these look. I think that this looks really good against the color of our barn as well. Got kind of like a light blue, so this yellow really shows up nicely. So I wasn't sure how many plants I was gonna use, but since these are just for spring, I'm only planning on a couple of months. Let's see, yeah, a couple of months until I probably start thinking about putting summer plants in. I'm just kind of packing them in here so it looks nice and full. I will pot these out somewhere in the garden when I'm all done. So these won't go to waste. I'll pull them out and put them in a kind of semi-shaded area and let them bloom through the season. And that's the beauty of the Pansiolas. They're a pansy viola hybrid. They're a mix. So they're longer blooming and they can withstand heat better. They're just a really great plant. All right, so I used about 10 of the Pansiolas in here and I think it looks really pretty. I actually really like the really low. Usually I do like a thriller and then a filler and something that's lower that spills over the sides. but sometimes I really like to see the whole thing, especially with how architectural this spiral is. I think it's really nice. And also I thought I would mention too that usually when I'm planting something up against a wall or a building like I am now, I'll usually bump the centerpiece back a little bit further and design around the front. But our driveway comes from right behind me, so we really do see these pots from about straight on, so I really like them to look balanced from every direction. So now I'm gonna do this exact same thing 3 more times. Hi, Dexter. What are you doing? What's going on, buddy? Huh? You're a good boy. All right. They're all planted in, so all I need to do now to be done is just water them in really well. Don't you think these turned out so pretty? I love the structure of the spiral, but then the Pansiolas give it that really soft, kind of bright spring look that I really, really love. So a really fun thing about choosing an evergreen for your containers at this point of the year is that it's kind of once and done for this growing season. You put an evergreen in now, and then all you have to do, if you want to, is change out the plants around the outside for each season. So if you're wanting to plant early like I do, it's still getting pretty cold at night. We're getting close to freezing on some of the nights, so you have to choose things that can handle the cold temperatures. So Pansiolas are a really great one, Nemesias, primrose, some of those things that can really just take the cold temperatures and still look beautiful. And then in a few months, so probably 2.5, 3 months, I'll be taking these out and putting them out in the landscape somewhere with some filtered shade, because it does get really, really hot here. And I'll be putting in some really fun sun-loving annuals in here that'll trail over and look gorgeous. And then when cool temperatures arrive again for fall, I can either let those summer plants go. There are some that will go through the fall and look beautiful. Super Tunias, Super Bells, Super Bina, the Alyssum. Those are all great annuals to put in your containers for summer that can take you all the way through fall. Or you can take them out for something fresh and put some new fall plants in there. But anyway, my point is you put one evergreen centerpiece in here, it looks super beautiful, and then all you have to worry about is the stuff around the outsides. And then you can winter these things over in containers. A word about that though, if you're going to try to winter them over, you want to make sure to pick an evergreen that's rated 2 zones colder, like 2 zones lower than your current growing zone. So I live in a zone 5, so I want to make sure to pick something that's a zone 3, and that way I have a buffer. So this plant is a zone 3 to 7, so I know it can withstand colder temperatures than we receive here in my zone 5. Now obviously if you're planting these evergreens out in the landscape, you can throw that rule out the window. If you live in a zone 3, you can plant this zone 3 arborvitae and you will be totally fine. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing these containers come together, and of course we will be doing updates as the season progresses, and I plan to do a video when we transition all these plants to summer plants. So if you like this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.